Alright, hello and welcome everyone to the Onward VR Master League. I'm your host, Monorchid, and I'm joined today by my co-caster, Theta.
Hola.
Hola, he says. Together, we're excited to bring you this match of Pandamonium versus Operation 1 in Season 10, Week 6 matchup. As always, the VR Master League is brought to you by the good folks over at VR Cover, ProTube, Rebuff Reality, Fixed Gaming, Cyber Shoes, Haptics, as well as you guys, the viewers. Thanks for showing up. And also this really impromptu cast here. I did want to try and get one in today if possible. So I'm glad that we were able to get one in today. The teams, like I previously said, are going to be Pandamonium versus Operation 1. This should be a fun matchup. These are two really good bronze level teams. They've duked it out before, and it's just been really exciting to see. So I'm happy to see like a rematch. So anyways, what do we got for the first map pick? Theta.
So first map pick is Cargo.
Are you surprised? Because I'm not.
No, not at all.
All right. What do we got for bans?
So starting with the home team, which is Pandemonium, we're going to ban Suburbia, which I'm sure you're thrilled about.
I am actually very thrilled. Very thrilled. We're going to see some different stuff here. Not your usual fare, so I'm really excited about that. And what do we got for Operation 1?
Operation 1 is banning Bazaar.
Interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen a Bazaar ban while I'm casting.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'd have to search the memory banks a bit, but I don't recall any Bazaar bans thus far. It seems to be fairly common, especially in the lower ranks like these teams.
Yeah. So, why do you think these bans? I'm honestly just confused about the Bazaar. Is this a map that Operation 1 doesn't like?
I don't have a lot of intel about the current makeup of Operation 1. When we were scrimcasting them during the hiatus, they did not have the same roster. They do still have Burtok and Ranger, who are excellent snipers, but these other people that are on the team, Skype, I suppose, has been on for a while, but they have two new members playing, so I have no idea what impact that's going to have on their playstyle. So I really can't comment on Operation 1's choice. And the Pandas, I think, are more banning for weakness, if I were to guess. I know they don't like Suburbia very much, so probably just want to stay off of a map they feel like they're not going to perform well on.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Like you said, the two brand new players in their lineup for today, and missing some of their regulars. I think we might see a different kind of game plan or play style from Operation 1. I'm excited to see how it hands out.
Indeed. And it looks like we are getting a start now.
That we are. Let's just jump on in now. Hi, Reinhardt. I just randomly was over this spot too at the start. All right. Let's get started here. Already some bullets ringing out from the defense. Skype sitting under the door here, ready to pick anyone out that rushes forward. Ranger on the side here in grenade corner, ready to just shoot anybody coming through this doorway. Squirty on barrels. Is he prone? Prone, looking through the barrels, kind of like in this little gap here. Looks like... Look close there. That's all good though. But Pandemonium is currently deciding to take kind of a slower approach. Grenade comes out perfectly right on the Squirfy. Kesney must have been practicing his grenade throws because that was just right on the money.
Oh no, team kill by Liam Neeson on Ranger.
It was a insta-gib too, wasn't it? So there's not going to be a revive coming out of there.
Liam Neeson looks like he was crying into his weapon there for a moment. I have been there. I know the feeling.
We've all been there. Another grenade comes out. Burtox takes JT, finishes the kill as well. Let's see. White Fang might come into contact here with Liam Neeson. Takes the shot, takes out Liam. Good job by White Fang. He comes around the corner, but Skype takes him out. Quick refrag from Reinhardt. Navaste's moving up to try and confirm this, and if the defense isn't careful here, Navaste might get a cap off.
Yeah, Bertok has been periodically poking his laser down that lane. Reinhardt just managed to jump into yellow room there as he was looking away. But if he pops out, that laser is right on the doorway.
Bertox really needs to start crashing, though, as Navaste, once she realizes there's no defenders around, is going to be able to come up onto objective and start capping unopposed. Bertox realizes that he needs to move in, and he comes back, but it might not be in time, as Navaste has her tablet out on objective. Bertox takes out Reinhardt, but as long as they can keep him from looking over at Navaste, they are going to get this cap. And here we go. The cap goes off.
That was a really smart spot for her to be hanging out in, too, in those boxes, because even though Bertok had rotated into that little warehouse area and had a pretty good visual on the rest of the objective, that was one spot where he was never going to be able to see her. So hats off to Navaste for that cap.
Yeah, she noticed that there was an opening and she took it, which is a really good move on their part. And I think that you could hear, at the very least, from the rest of the pandas that were alive at that point, that they started to just shoot everywhere, get their attention, and, you know, die so that cap could go off.
Yeah, and that was just quality coordination. In fact, I heard Reinhardt saying there is one on the far right, which was a good signal to the rest of the team that, hey, let's keep this person occupied, and then somebody push in from the left, and that's exactly what happened.
Good moves, good moves. Unfortunate TK, but, you know, it ends up happening. We could definitely see a rebound from Operation 1 here going into the attack. Always some, you know, learning pains when you got some new players and they just kind of need to learn where everyone goes and where everyone's defending or sitting at. And it all comes with time, so it's all good. Don't worry about it, Liam.
Yeah, I also know that, at least for me, my very first time getting casted, I was quite nervous. And sometimes even now in a big match, when I know it's going to be casted and there's going to be people watching, it's just normal to feel a little on edge. So if you're new to the game and you're dealing with that pressure, I think mistakes are almost inevitable. So really nothing to feel bad about there.
Alrighty, we're rolling right into round 2 here. And there we go. Some last minute plans here. Looks like they're going to run through tunnel here. Going to just pop right onto him and see how this plays out. It doesn't look like they're going to see any oppositions, at least immediately. Skype takes out JT. Nice, clean shot.
Yeah, Reinhardt is keeping an eye on that tunnel side.
He's going to have to, as 2 or 3 players are coming through here. 3 players, 2 in the tunnel, 1 into the building next to it. Reinhardt currently pulled back, though, and not going to see Liam, who pulls forward and takes out White Fang, who is in a really pushed up position on those boxes. Reinhardt should know where he is, but a grenade comes out.
Oh!
The grenade corner lives up to his name. Yeah, and Ranger downs Reinhardt. It's going to be critical as Liam is now really close to objective. Navaste is going to have to get up, move around, and try and get a res off or cover the objective. Navaste downs Ranger, and Kesney gets Squirfy. Good defense rotation. Navaste gets the res off on Reinhardt. Meanwhile, Bertox has been pushing up here on the east side. He's going to have to worry about Kesney just right around the corner here. Liam reses Ranger. 1 for 1. Flash goes out. Kesney doesn't look like he was flashed as he gets nice accurate shots into Skype. Bertok tries to pull around. Single shots, trying to tag Kesney, but not quite able to connect. Navaste takes out Liam. Now it's just up to Ranger and Bertok. Reinhardt's pushing, trying to push Ranger. Oh, but actually he turns over and shoots Bertok as he was trying to come around the corner there. Critical pick, as Bertok could have done a lot of damage there. Ranger now gonna have to decide what to do here.
Okay. Yeah, Ranger's isolated and they know where he is. Reinhardt is calling him out. Kesney's putting cover fire on him too, so he can't hear anything. It's just a bad spot to be in.
Yeah, you're like, crap, I'm stuck in this little box. Where do I go?
Yeah. You know, maybe he's got some utility he can throw over the top or something, but the odds are stacked against him, no doubt.
Nice, nice try there, rushing out there, trying to get the pick quickly on both players at the same time. Pretty difficult.
Yeah.
So what do you think of that round?
Man, there was so much action going on there. It was pretty even for most of it. Just watching the kill count, and it wasn't until really the very end when Ranger got isolated by, I think Burtok went down near Yellow Room, if I remember correctly. And that was kind of what sealed his fate, because they had some kind of distraction on the opposite side. Reinhardt catches him, and now there's no way for him to get out. It happens sometimes on cargo. A lot of stuff goes down. It's very hard to account for. You often don't have time to whip out your tablet and figure out what's going on, get some situational awareness. And that's what led to the 3-0 here for Pandamonium.
Yeah, I would totally agree. It was very back and forth. They had good pushes going along the entire map. And Burtok actually, I think it was Burtok pushed all the way and was going to come up behind them. But it was Reinhardt who actually picked him out as he was trying to push Ranger. And because of that, Ranger, like you said, was just kind of screwed there, as he was nowhere for him to go, and his only supporting line was taken out. So sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, I also want to give a shout out to Kesney for stealing Reinhardt's kill there. Yeah, you can tell they're moving up to the pro level now with that.
That's what's important, right? It looks like there's a lot of stolen kills from Kesney. 5? Suspicious.
Very suspicious.
All right.
And the Diamond of Death, or the Destructive Diamond, whatever you want to call it, the spiciest of the objectives on cargo, in my opinion.
This one makes me cry in flashbangs.
Yes. Or laugh in flashbangs, depending on which side you're on.
I'm interested to see if we're going to see that same style play of just a really hard aggressive push, but it doesn't look like we're going to get that, as the Marsoc players have decided to take it pretty slow there. Only Reinhardt really pushing up. Lots of flashes going out. Perfect grenade onto Liam. He caught it in his teeth, it looked like. Skype shooting under the door there. White Fang has a quick reaction time, and they trade. Reinhardt takes out Burtox, and Squirfy finishes off Kesney, or downs Kesney. Meanwhile, Reinhardt has pushed up all the way along the side there, but Ranger, quick, good eye, and gets a nice trade off there. Now it's up to Squirfy, who's going to have to defend this objective alone against 5 Pandemonium players if we get revives off. What do you do in this situation? Ooh.
Oh wow,
that's
a good start right there.
Yeah, that's what you do. You just kill everyone.
Naturally. Yeah, what a swing right there. And it just seemed like the Pandas were not expecting that. JT rotates.
Oh my gosh, is he going to clutch it for his team here? Getting a little aggressive here, pushing up into the middle. White Fang should be able to call him out, but does not, chooses to stay silent. Now JT is going to have to either come up and shoot Squirfy or get around and not get seen and get a res on Reinhardt.
Well, he should have some information now that Squirfy's on the opposite side, which may be an opening. If he can run around this corner, go through that little midsection, and get the res, he'll have the numbers on his side again. The question is, will Squirfy be looking in that direction? Because he is peeking over there.
He's bouncing all over the place. It's so hard to follow him here. JT should be able to hear this movement. Taking it nice and slow. He does have 3 minutes. He can take as much time as he needs to win this round. We might see a confrontation here. Oh, nice work.
JT clutches it. Yes, the sounds of relief.
I'm going to be honest. After that brutal push out by Squirfy, where he pushed out and killed 2 enemy players and denied the res, I was rooting for him. I wanted to see that come to fruition.
It was courageous little push there. I mean, if you consider that he confirmed that kill, he had 3 in that one spot by himself. And it was just a matter of timing that got him killed at the very end there. I actually think if JT had decided to push for the revive, his chances of survival going for that revive might have been lower. But I think he heard him in the middle and decided to look inward, and that's what got Squirfy killed. But really, like, what else are you going to do? He's already killed 3 people, and at that point, it's just like, okay, I better not get capped on. So really, nothing to be ashamed of in his performance there.
Yeah, Squirfy did admirably, and I think JT did a great job countering that by taking as much time as he needed.
Yeah, he decided not to just push him out in the open and instead rotate, which was the right thing to do.
Well, all right, jumping into map 2 here.
It's the snake charmer music. You know what that means.
It's gore and scene. I'm excited to see this. This is a very fun map. Completely changed from 1.7 to 1.8. Complete makeover. Only a little bit of the old map remains. Plays completely differently. What do you like about the new map?
I like just the fact that you have such a variety of different engagement types. You can have long range, short range, medium range, and it's really not long range overall, in my opinion, anymore, because there are so many pieces of cover breaking things up all over the place. But I think they've done some good changes, or made some good changes here by, for example, getting rid of the Sarlacc pit, where there's a giant hole, or there used to be a giant hole, and now it's an open space next to Crash Building. And I think the addition of the other roof on the south also does a great job of countering the power that used to be on the north roof. So there's just way more variety. I think it takes a lot more thinking, which, as you know, is something I'm a fan of.
Right, yeah, I really like this new map. One of my biggest things that I really like is that the burning buildings, like these ones that's like in the middle and then to the far east and stuff that used to be on fire in 1.7, they're not nearly as powerful as they used to be. They're strong, don't get me wrong, but there are also a lot more risk involved. You can't just sit on the stairwell and basically be almost impossible to see if you're not like eagle-eyed and looking right at the staircase where they can shoot right back at you while you're pretty much in the open, as there's a few good spots in the old quarantine and then the rest is just really out in the open.
Exactly. And they made some changes recently too. For example, the gas station in this newest version, when they first released it, was sort of impenetrable because it was so dark that a Volk defender who's wearing a black uniform can just kind of hang out in there and you wouldn't be able to see them, especially if they're facing towards the hospital. But they just changed the lighting on that, so it's still a good spot, but a lot easier to see into. So it's nice because I think the map is good in its current version, but on top of that, it's clear the developers are making efforts to continue to balance it, which is something we need across several maps, I think.
Right, yeah, it's one thing when you have really excellent cover where you can shoot out but have almost complete concealment for your body. But then when it's also to the point where you can't see that player, it's just so difficult. And if you have to make the decision, do I shoot into this window not knowing if someone's there, and give my position away, maybe give away my whole push away, or do I not? And do I get blasted by him and not even know he's there until I'm dead?
Yeah.
And even if you do get a lucky shot and you kill him, you might not even notice that you killed somebody, and then your kill count is bad.
Yeah, it's rough when that happens, for sure.
That's happened so many times to me on Downfall. I was like, oh, I got a kill. I wonder when that was.
Or you don't realize it because I find the body and finish it. I'm just like, yeah, I totally got that kill on my own. No help needed whatsoever.
No help needed. Yeah, you just don't say anything. You're just like...
Just padding those stats.
Looks like we're getting a shakeup for Operation 1. A couple players shuffling out for maybe some new ones or maybe some trouble joining the lobby. Oh, Ranger just got in. Waiting for the last member here, and we should get started shortly.
Yeah, Ranger was in on the last map, so maybe technical problems. It looks like Liam Neeson is the one that's missing right now.
He's gone to go shoot people or something.
So
in
very
between
specific
rounds.
set of skills.
Kind of talking on the point of the north roof and having hospital roof as well. I think it's interesting that, like you were kind of saying in 1.7, the roof was like the premium high ground. It was the spot where you could kill a lot of people, and on certain objectives, if you had control of it, you controlled the entire flow of the game in a really commanding way, and you really made the defense unable to, move up or push or check angles that they really needed to. But they just went ahead and one-upped that by adding the crash building roof.
Yeah, I mean, having multiple roofs totally changed the game, because especially when it was just the north roof. I mean, that was something I kind of specialized in. I'm sure you remember. I just get my LMG onto that roof, and everybody else is pushing around the map. I can just drop covering fire on anybody from there. And as long as I stayed somewhat hidden, there really wasn't a ton people could do aside from maneuver into a position where they could potentially shoot me. And now you got crash building roof, you've got north roof, you've got the hospital roof. There's just so much more elevation available, and each one is powerful in its own way, but you can no longer just dominate from one spot, because no matter what side you're on, you're going to have some sort of elevation available to you to counter that.
Yeah, and it's like the crash or impact building, I guess, roof. There's actually this kind of like second level that's kind of dark, so if you go prone in there, it can be really strong as well. What is this? Yeah. I would like to direct your view to this.
Oh my! Oh boy! What is that?
Who are you? He's got like I can't show you guys yet because the round hasn't started, but we'll come back to that. Let's leave that until in between, and I've never seen that. That's not the. I will say it's a poster, so you might know what it is already. But there's several weird things actually through the level that I could be wrong, but I feel like weren't there until recently. Like if you look in the burning buildings, there's like these posters, like these Onward posters, and they look like people, like little heads to me at certain angles. And I kind of shot at one for like a lot. I mean, I'm not dumb. You're dumb.
I'm not crying. You're crying. So it looks like we still have 2 people missing. I don't know.
And then Ranger's back again.
Oh, he just got back.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and jump into an intermission here. It might be a short one. Do stay tuned. We should be back and ready to go shortly, hopefully. See you guys soon. All right, welcome back, everybody. We are just getting started here. Just a little bit of technical issues, but that's all solved now. We're going to get started here. And what do we have here for the first objective?
We have the hospital objective.
The hospital objective. This one makes me feel bad. It's so easy to get like capped on this one. You got to really worry about what you're doing here.
Yeah, on the spice scale, I would put this one at Ghost Pepper because you can cap from multiple angles here. You can cap from the inside and the outside in multiple places. So you have to really be on your game. And if you're the last one up in particular, it gets rough real fast.
I'm going to have to leave for a second and go look up peppers so I know how to communicate on this scale. All right,
I
missed the
habanero
kill.
would probably be at like the base, and then Ghost Peppers would be at the top.
All right, somebody died.
Kesney died. Kesney died and he was killed by a Skype.
Well, that's interesting. He was going through the underground parking structure, and now he's popping up here. He's the only one kind of pushed up for his team. The rest are kind of holding back. This is kind of more in Operation 1's wheelhouse, so these long ranges giving those snipers more of an opportunity to really shine. Skype's going to do a great job of getting them to shoot at him and give away their positions, I think, for the snipers. Meanwhile, we have a very strong push all the way over on the west side. 3 players moving up, checking their corners, moving up cautiously, while the sniper and spotter team pushes up. It's just directly onto objective here.
This is a little crazy, though. Skype is almost at the ambulance right now, and no one has spotted him. I don't know if anybody's even heard him. JT is right on that wall. He might hear him if he moves too fast or hot mics.
And he hears Reinhardt. JT, if he stays quiet. Let's see what's going on over here. We have some shots being fired from Squirfy over. White Fang nearly gets his head taken off by Squirfy here in the gas station. Well, I always forget it on cast. I cannot remember the name of it. And it's like the easiest one.
Which call out?
Gas station.
Oh, wow. You are killing me. But if you look here, Skype is moving in the direction that JT is looking. Oh, he catches him there.
He shoots him in the wrist there. Maybe
he was
watching
taking
some
shots
cast.
at Navaste too. And Reinhardt comes out to cover. He has to know somebody is right there. Navaste probably said,
and the sniper sees Reinhardt. He ducks down. Bertox is going to be able to tell Skype exactly where he is right now, which should give Skype some advantage here.
I mean, if Reinhardt just dumps some utility over that fence. Oh, he's poking through the wall. Skype saw it. He's watching for it to happen again.
Oh, his foot came out.
Oh, so close. Meanwhile, the gas station crew rushing in now from the opposite side. Reinhardt is about to get overwhelmed here. He just doesn't realize it yet.
Yeah, Reinhardt is in a sad space right now. He's like, which way do I look? Navaste is going to be able to back him up there if they come rushing around the corner there. Ranger and Squirfy just pushing up. Little buddy team going on here. Lemon giving some cover fire from the rear.
So the problem here is if they get Reinhardt and stay in that corner, Navaste will...
Oh, no. Okay.
Squirfy,
Okay, this
Squirfy
is the time.
Objective.
All right. Cap-ing. The capping is happening. Navaste is taken out there. And Lemon takes out White Fang. That was one beautiful attack.
Yeah, it's just too bad they were not communicating there because White Fang was inside the hospital. He would have, I mean, assuming Ranger could cap in a reasonable amount of time and not pull a mono cap, then it would have been 2 points on the board easily there. You know, of course, it's always good to get the win, but that was a missed opportunity, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah, it was hectic, to be fair. Yep. I wouldn't be surprised if the kill on Navaste and the South Hospital building was not called out as they were going straight into the cap and cover. So in his mind, I wouldn't be surprised if he thought that there was one more kill available before he had to stop, killing the enemy team.
Fair enough, yeah.
I think that they did a great job there, though. The way that they took out the one guy that was kind of covering that middle cross from Tank Courtyard, right? And with that knowledge, they knew that they could just push up slowly but surely using stealth, walk right down the middle of the South Street, and know that no one was probably going to see them. Because he had Burtok on Overwatch over on the north roof, kind of just watching the hospital. You know, if anyone goes on the second story, Burtok would see it. If anyone pushed out, you know, past White Car going more to the east or something like that, Burtok would see that. And just kind of knowing the way that people usually defend this objective, being really tight as there's like 3 really terrible cap like areas that you have to deal with. I think that they played that beautifully.
Yeah, also a really interesting line that they took from gas station. They did not expose themselves to those open garage doors, which would have given away their position, because White Fang was watching from the inside of the hospital, but he did not see them because they were doing that. They were wrapping around in the opposite direction. So very well executed attack by Operation 1 there.
Yeah, I was really fun to watch. I'll see if they can defend it in turn.
Indeed. See if there's a clapback or not, as the kids say.
Clapback! Shots already ringing out. Kesney kind of just shooting down towards Tank Courtyard, or maybe trying to catch Scorfy. Yeah, Scorfy did make that cross. Kesney did definitely see it, though. And now Scorfy is kind of stuck over here. And he will have some players to deal with, as Reinhardt and JT are pushing up on the far east. And shots ringing out. Reinhardt takes Squirfy out in the east tower, shooting down on the Squirfy, kind of running out there in the open there. Meanwhile, all the way in the far west, we have, I think, White Fang. Yep, White Fang with a grenade launcher. Spicy. And Navaste pushing up, getting a nice angle to come around, kind of the same way that Operation 1 did. That said, that they're going to have to deal with Burtok, who is in the doorway of the hospital, and will be able to see them when they cross here. And in fact, he's kind of looking in the right direction right now, but Navaste is so low and moving so slowly that she's probably blending in.
And Reinhardt and JT making their way to the south. And
they're definitely concerned about that push on the east. Reinhardt is calling it out. Skype is looking in that direction. Nice trade. JT and Skype going down. Reinhardt is going to have to execute this push alone now, as he is definitely isolated from the rest of the team. Pretty much a 2-1-1 split at this point.
it's quite a contrast to the way that Operation 1 was approaching this. They were much more concentrated than the Pandas. But the Pandas seem to be taking more of an approach where they're picking people off systematically instead of more of a blunt force type of approach.
Right.
Kesney now into Tank Courtyard. Not too far off from the objective now. You can start dumping utility.
Ooh, Reinhardt gets a pick on the roof on the Burtok, and that's going to open up a line for the players like White Fang and Navaste coming in on the west side. Lemon's now going to have to defend that side all by himself, and Ranger is going to have to defend the objective, and it's pretty much guaranteed that there's going to be someone in Ranger's spot. Grenade just a little bit too far out. Lemon decides to push out to try and help defend this outside area, which for right now is going to work, but if White Fang pushes up, he could get a cap inside the building. Just calm before the storm. Kesney takes out Ranger and then Lemon and takes the round.
Reinhardt thought he stole a kill there, but he was wrong.
I caught that, yeah. Sorry, Reinhardt. No kill for you.
There's this strange bug where the last person to go down, it'll make the sound that they're not fully dead, and you can sit there and unload an entire LMG worth of ammo into them, and they still will make the sound. I don't know what's up with that. But
oh, no.
Anyway, good round by Pandamonium, just picking people off one by one, making their way onto the objective.
Good attack, good attack. We are now going to push over to the north objective, which is pretty much the exact opposite. It's a lot more open. It's a lot harder to just get onto the objective and cap. You really have to be deliberate if you're going to get on there, and you're going to have a nice attack plan that really covers and takes out key defensive players in positions that can really cover the objective.
Yeah, one thing Operation 1 did there at the very end is they had both people on the outside, which it ended up not hurting them too badly, and I understand if you think your full push is coming in that direction to fortify it, but left themselves open a little bit on the inside. If White Fang had elected to run in there, there was a chance for a cap.
Yeah, I would have been really worried if I were them, because yeah, like, you don't know where two of their players are. As I don't really think that White Fang and Navaste got very many rounds off on their west push, and they knew that at least 2, possibly 3 players were coming from the east as well as in the center of the map.
Yep.
And here we go. We're gonna just jump right in to round 3 here. How will Pandamonium defend this objective?
And it is the north objective this time.
North objective. This one's fun. I like it. Not going to be quick spawn, though. That one's always spicy. Instead, we're going to be attacking, or they're going to be attacking from hospital. Navaste rushing up onto the white car. Looks like she's just going to stick there. Meanwhile, let's jump all the way over here onto Ranger, Squirrely, and Skype. Looks like they're going to push west for their push. Burtox is going to take the high ground, trying to get some picks. No surprise there. And where is the last guy? Lemon is back in spawn, I think, just kind of getting his kit situated. Round does go off from Lemon as he's probably putting his controllers back on, and gave away their spawn, but most of the players have been able to push up at this point, so shouldn't be too big of a deal.
So if you get on me, I'm seeing something that just hurts my soul right now.
Oh, I'm going to look away now. Oh.
Yeah. Let's not discuss this vulgarity.
All right. Ranger and Squirfy really being really cautious about this push into Crash. They've basically made it to the Crash plane at this point. Really worried about players being in the Crash building, but they really should be worried about Reinhardt, who is like laying prone, just looking through that back west doorway, whatever you want to call it.
I don't know on what.
Interesting position by Reinhardt, probably using kind of like this lip to cover part of his body and make him really hard to see.
I mean, if you look at the position of that body for where he is really hard to see right there. That hallway is just a hallway of death. I mean, it's every time I've used it and there's anybody on the other team anywhere near it, I end up dying. It's a really hard place to deal with. And especially if they're doing that, like the black uniform in the shadow right there, you're almost never going to see that. So very nice spot by Reinhardt.
White Fang, meanwhile, kind of in a weird position as he's just kind of sitting against the back of this building here. And he's got a nice view on any players coming through here. And I don't think they expected him, as he just blasted him as he came around the corner there. And I guess he's just relying on his teammates to cover like the east side of roof. But
yeah,
Navaste
is about to have a confrontation here with Ranger and Squirfy by the white car.
I don't even know if she knows.
Yeah, I don't think she knows either. I don't think anybody knows where anybody is right now. Laser's on the white car.
They talked. Right? Navaste is aware now. Oh, they heard the pin. Grenade goes out. Squirfy coming around the corner here. Takes Navaste out, but a good grenade throw. Takes the Ranger with her. Risky res, but no one's in a position to capitalize on that. So Ranger and Squirfy will come out ahead on that engagement. Reinhardt does come around the corner here, trying to get maybe a refrag or cover this angle.
Oh, JT is about to get, yeah, there it is.
Oh,
he walked right into the fire of JT in money trucks.
Reinhardt, meanwhile, is doing some cat and mouse mind games here, hearing the players running around there. Kesney takes out Ranger here as he was too concerned on Reinhardt pushing around their flank to deal with Kesney, who came up to help defend. Squirfy pushing up in the west building here. Going to get in a confrontation with Reinhardt here. Ooh, nice shot. Takes out Reinhardt and gives him an opening and a little bit of breathing room here. But with 3 pandas up and kind of being in this really open gap that he's going to have to cross to get to objective, it's going to be tough.
It's going to be a tall, steep hill to climb, but not impossible. Just depends on how quickly they identify him and where he rotates, because right now, once they figure out where he is,
Nice. Yeah. JT comes into the crack there and sees him and shoots first, but there was a good reaction time shot there, and at least it was a trade. Good try. Not going to bring us back quite yet because I did want to show everybody something. I just want everybody to tell me what this is. What is this? Who is this man? Why does he have a samurai sword? Why is he holding on his helmet? What's going on?
He's just trying to make adjustments to the strap, bro. Obviously.
Pretty much. It's like, this is so tight on my head. I can't even see my own nose.
What is reality? Who am I? You can just see the existential crisis brewing in that guy.
Yeah, maybe that's, maybe he's not adjusting his strap. He's just like, oh man.
He's not adjusting his strap. He's adjusting his entire worldview.
Oh, okay. That got deep quick.
That's what I'm here for.
Oh, man. So that round, I think the Pandas had a great defense there. They mostly waited for them to come into their kill lines, and then they executed on them.
Yeah, they did a good job there. They just kept a nice little kill box, and Reinhardt doing some damage in his west position as well. I don't think anybody was expecting somebody to be floating over there. And he actually prevented a west push because they were so concerned about him after that.
Yeah, it was actually pretty interesting because Ranger heard Reinhardt pushing back to the west, and he was calling it out to Squirf and Squirfy, and he got taken out by Kesney when he was.
That's exactly what you want. You want rotations out of the other team that cause them to go out in the open to maybe think a little less than they should about their movements and get killed.
White Fang Navaste pushing up towards the hospital, taking up residence there. Meanwhile, Kesney kind of pushing up alone in the center, going through Tank Courtyard. And JT and Reinhardt are pushing up all the way in the far east and are going to get into a confrontation any moment now. Just barely missing between Bertok and Reinhardt as Bertok's deciding to go all the way around glass here and might even catch out JT here if JT is not careful. And here we go, and JT will be taken out. And the confirm, Reinhardt meanwhile swings back to try and get a confirm here. Back onto Bertox, and he does. Bringing it back to a 4-4 between Operation 1 and Pandamonium. Lemon's going to have really good information on where Reinhardt is, though. And Reinhardt's going to have to be really careful as he makes this push up. Alrighty. What's going on the other side of the map here? And the White Fang Navaste crew.
Yeah, that's what I was just keeping my eyes on while you were on the action on the opposite side. It looks like White Fang and Navaste could potentially run into Ranger, who's hanging out. I don't even know what to call that area. The ledge. I don't know.
The ledge.
The ledge.
Sounds really ominous and crazy.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what I said before. That's what I'm here for, to create ominous and crazy commentary.
And here we go. Reinhardt White Fang and Ranger almost seeing each other, but just pulling back just in time to miss each other. White Fang is probably really concerned about somebody in this pocket. It is a very common spot. And in fact, I think Ranger heard some shuffling there. Meanwhile, Navaste has been able to make it up onto the tippy top roof of Crash and is going to be a good spot to possibly take out some of the opposition like Skype if he exposes himself too much, or Squirfy.
On the opposite side, Reinhardt is about to run into Lemon here. No doubt Lemon heard him. He was just running at a full sprint.
I'm with you here, and we're going to see how this plays out. Might take a bit still. Reinhardt's really concerned about making this push forward.
Well, that's kind of the power of the flank that Bertok pulled earlier, is it now makes him wonder how many other people are going to push over here. Because he wasn't expecting Bertok to be there to begin with. And now he has to wonder, okay, are these guys the type of team to put multiple people on a flank?
Right. And then now Lemon knows exactly where Reinhardt is, too. Grenade launcher goes out, but doesn't connect with anybody. Kesney coming in on the other side of the building here. Lemon quickly getting surrounded. Reinhardt looks like he might make a move anytime now.
Ooh.
Lemon is going to peek over. Oh, but they don't. Lemon knows that he's totally surrounded. And now this is where we might see the pick. Oh, Lemon just a second too late here. Navaste takes out Ranger all the way on the other side. Skype gets the confirm. Lemon trying to shoot under the Darga World trucks. And ends up taking out Reinhardt. Good move by Lemon. Kesney might get the refrag here if Lemon's not careful. And good refrag confirm from Kesney.
So 2v2. The only downside here is that both offensive players are pretty far apart.
Could see some picks here. Skype trying to take out Kesney. Not quite able to connect here. Interesting spot is he's sitting right under kind of the this other ledge. The big ledge. The big boy ledge?
The red ledge?
The red ledge. That's perfect. The red ledge.
But what he doesn't understand, I mean, I don't know, maybe he does, about the red ledge, is that you can shoot through it. So if White Fang were to light up the red ledge right now, it would be even more red from his blood. But Squirfy's about to rush around this corner here. White Fang could get a double.
And there we go. Kesney was taken out by Skype, though. And here we go. Oh, Skype wins, bringing it up to a 2-2.
That was a spicy round. That was quite a clutch there by Skype. That spot on the red ledge was hard to spot. And then he just pushed around the corner and basically got all the aggression he needed to finish off White Fang.
Yeah, beautiful setup plays there. I think that Operation 1 was aware that, you know, all the defense was on one side, and so they really had to cover objective. And during that whole, you know, engagement when everyone was still up 2v2, they always had one person watching towards the objective, making sure that, you know, if they were going to go for a cap, it wasn't going to be easy at the very least.
Indeed. And one thing I'm loving to see right now is that Operation 1 had a pretty rough cargo going 0-4 against the Pandas, and they have not been shattered psychologically. That much is clear. They are fighting for this. They know that the match is on the line if they do not take this map. So hats off to both teams for fighting hard on this one. Some teams, you get 0-4 and it's pretty much over from that point out, but Operation 1 showing a lot of resilience here.
In fact, I think it's more like, yeah, whatever, take your cargo. We don't care about that. We're gonna shoot you and snipe you over on like Quarantine or maybe in Downfall maybe or something like that.
You know, just building them up so you can crash them back down to Earth, right?
Right.
The old
make them roll in the mud.
Yeah.
A lot of planning going on for this one.
We have the Volk Garage, as some teams call it, objective this time. And this one gets a little on the spicy side just because you can kind of make your way through the crash building. They don't have a quick spawn this time, so they're not going to have an easy access to the objective. But you really have to watch that north and crash area, otherwise you will be in trouble real fast.
Right. Heard some banter going on over here in Operation 1. Please don't get sniped. That's something I'm thinking all the time. Please don't let them snipe me.
We need to go quickly before the CSR, I'm sorry.
All right, we've got a 2-man push going on the north side, and all four, three of the rest of the team is pushing up, trying to cross on the south road here. The first real hurdle of their journey. Doesn't look like they're going to really get into too much of a confrontation yet. Let's see. Pandamonium, meanwhile, choosing to play a really kind of tight defense. JT looking through the window of Hospital. Reinhardt just looking through the window there, hoping to catch somebody going on the far east. Navaste in the rubble of Burning in the center of the map here. Looking back, actually. Maybe trying to catch somebody coming through. Pushing quickly to get over to objective. And Kesney is just right on it.
Scorpy now coming out of the Pit of Doom in Tank Courtyard with 2 of his teammates. This could get ugly if they get spotted, because they're actually in a position where they aren't going to be seen initially, but once they come out, especially if Navaste spins around here. Now there's one.
There we go. JT takes out Skype through the window there. Good information for Squirfy, but it's going to be hard for him to really, capitalize on this, as he's not in a really great position to counter JT. Trying to spot him out through the crack there. Ranger right behind him, but he can't really do anything about it, and Scorpy can't really make it across. Meanwhile, Burtok takes out White Fang, and I guess Skype's body fell down the hole for Ranger, and he was able to get that res off.
Yeah, I was so confused by that rebuy.
It looks really funny for us, but always remember that bodies are client side, so every now and again it's going to look a little funky when there's some distance that a body can travel if it does fall down a hole or something. Meanwhile, Kesney is going to have to defend this far west side from Burtox. JT downs Ranger. Oh, and Burtok catches Kesney. Nice accurate shots from him. JT finishes Ranger. Meanwhile, Lemon is continuing to push up here on the west side. And the objective is starting to look a little iffy here. Burtok takes out Navaste, who decides to crash.
Oh, wow. That entire west area is clear now. Lemon getting onto objective. The only defenders left are on Hospital. Reinhardt is trying to rotate, but Lemon is on objective.
Right. The only thing they have in their favor is Lemon's very careful about defenders here. His tablet is coming out here. If Reinhardt does not come around this corner and Lemon gets this cap off, he's putting in the numbers right now. Will Reinhardt see him in time? And he does just in time, as Lemon had to drop his tablet and defend himself. JT takes out Skype, and now it's down to a 2v2, and close calls. Squirfy, meanwhile, fighting in the hospital area, trying to take out JT. Grenade goes out. Oh, it's a flash. He takes out JT. Good timing on that flash, giving him the upper hand on that peak. Ooh. Burtok takes out Reinhardt, and that win him the round there.
Yeah, Burtok was not watching the objective from his position on the airplane. If he had, they might have had a cap there, because, really, Reinhardt just kind of rushed around that corner out in the open with, Lemon had his tablet out, and if there was sniper cover, that would have been 2 points in the map for Operation 1, I think.
Yeah, it's always hard to know exactly where you need to be looking and covering, but good attempt by Lemon anyway. It looked like he was really close there.
Yep. Yeah, and he did the right thing by going slow too. I mean, you don't expect that area to be cleared out. There's usually at least somebody around there, so it makes sense to take your time and listen to hear if anyone's there. It's always easier to say, "Oh, we'll just rush in and do it," when you've got our perspective, of course.
Right, and you don't know, necessarily where people died, and who, when and now, and how many are left exactly. It's no matter how good your communication is for your team, there's always going to be those hectic times, or those kind of fog of war style scenarios where there's a trade or what have you, and they don't have the same kind of information and UI that we have, where we can see how many players are left, when people died, and who killed them. So they're just kind of all acting on instinct and what little communication they're able to pull off in the team at the time.
Yep, and I've said it in cast before, and I have a whole video about it, but Onward's just a game of information asymmetry. You never have complete information, and it's all about just kind of how you piece together the little bits of information you gather throughout the course of a round.
I would totally agree with you there. There's so much information in a game of Onward, and on the surface it might not be easy to see. But as you play more, you get more of that sense that the main, at least in the VRML, obviously, the main gameplay of Onward isn't about shooting guns. It's about, working as a team and getting as much information as you can without giving information back to the enemy team.
Yeah, I wish we could turn that into like a chant or something that all new players have to recite 1,000 times. Like, guns don't matter as much as they think it does.
Right, exactly.
As they think they do, I should say. But yeah, it's really the skill is just how to piece together the information you get. I mean, that's if you can do that better than the next person, it almost doesn't matter what gun you use.
Unless it's a Val.
Yeah, unless it's a Val or a P90. I mean, just get out of here. Seriously, stop playing the game.
Alrighty, so White Fang and Reinhardt pushing up on the north side here. We'll run into Bertok pretty quickly here as he is on the semi-truck here, and he's about to peek over, and he takes out Reinhardt. Couldn't get over there fast enough, but good shots from him. White Fang looks like he knows exactly where Bertok is, and he's going to try and push him. Oh, he gave his position away. Shots ring out. Squirfy takes out JT. Meanwhile, Bertok is pushing up on the semi-truck, but White Fang shoots him through the gap there. All right, meanwhile, what's happening over here?
And Navasa just got Squirfy. Let's see, where was that? Okay, she's in the south. So, yeah, it looks like they've got a little bit of an envelopment going. They're a little spread out right now. Kesne coming through the middle in the mall area, Navaste coming through the south. They've got a defense pretty squarely on objective right now, with the exception of maybe Lemon, who's in the crash building.
Right, we got some time definitely before we see confrontation, probably, as the Panda players choose to go totally around and try and get like this envelopment on the defensive players who have done a good job of now that knowing that, there's two down on both sides, that they really need to tuck in and just watch their angles here. Lemon in the crash building, first floor, just kind of moving around here, checking different angles here, but always staying hidden inside the building. Meanwhile, Ranger is right on objective. He's not going to let anybody cap on his watch. And Skype in burning, kind of just looking back, is starting to look to be a pretty common spot here. And I could see why, as you can cover objective and catch anybody rushing through the middle there, and kind of catch them in the back, as it were. Ooh. If Ranger continues speaking, Navasta is going to have a great angle on him.
You can tell both teams really want this round. I mean, Operation One's chance to get a tiebreaker is, it's not totally dependent because there is one more round if they win, or excuse me, if Pandas win, but it'll make their lives a lot easier if they could just secure it now. So they're not taking too many risks, and the Pandas are spending a lot of time probing.
Right, they're just hoping for a pick.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a minute and a half, and they are somewhat close to objective, but they need to start pushing the pace right now if they want to get close enough for a potential cap or to finish it off.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to just get a pick and, move off that. They're going to have to run it into enemy fire and make this work, because there's a minute 15 left, and they are honestly pretty far, except for Kesney.
Yeah. Yeah, especially if White Fang is the only one left. He is pretty far right now.
Right. Yeah, it kind of looks like White Fang and Navaste are choosing to play more of an Overwatch style role. But we do need to see aggression out of at least two of the players, I'd say. White Fang is actually pushing up there slowly but surely. Kesney as well. Not sure if he's going to check his corner here. He does. Navaste is taken out.
Ooh, Kesney is about to walk into the laser of Skype here.
Right into his head, and Lemon at the same time executes White Fang. winning them the round and tying this up in a 1-1 map or series. So we need one more map win from either team to see a win.
Yep, and it's heating up now. I mean, we had, you know, some inklings that it might be a one-sided match just from Cargo, but Operation 1 not giving up and showing some strong character, I have to say. I mean, after, like I said, 0-4 and then come back and win 4-2 on the second map, it's a big deal. And now we're going to see what's going on. So can't play Bazaar or Suburbia. What do you think is coming next?
I don't think they're going to pick Downfall. I think banning Suburbia. Oh. I was about to say, you know, what else could it be? What could it be, everybody? Hint, hint, it's the best map. And the best objective.
Best is a strong word, but it's a very good map.
Oh, you're right. It's the bestest. It's Subway! I love this map.
It is Mono's favorite objective. I like this objective, but I'm never part of the rush crew for the most part. So
you do the boring stuff, I'm going to be honest.
I take the south and I flank. I'm fine with that. But yeah, the chaos and the frags that come down from the north are pretty exciting to watch.
It's exhilarating. I'm just gonna say, but I'm sure your side's fun too. I mean, you keep doing that.
I do something.
I honestly, if things are going well in the north, but like there's a little bit of a stoppage going on there, and you don't see like a fast gap or something, I'm sure it can be pretty fun in the south. It's like a turkey shoot.
Yeah, my favorite is when people in the north are taking out, like, you know, maybe 2 defenders, and then the people who are on the tracks or in the horseshoe or whatever realize what's going on and they have to rotate. And then, yes, it turns into a turkey shoot because they are running across open space on the platforms, and I can just sit there and unload on them. Which, you know, from a fairly protected position, too, especially if I'm coming up from the basement. So it can be a lot of fun. Just you don't get quite the chaos that comes from the North Stairs. I mean, the North Stairs in this objective are maybe the most chaotic objective in the whole game, aside from maybe the Diamond of Death on Cargo.
Yeah. It's interesting. There's, you know, the different ways people choose to attack this objective. Some traditionally putting a strong emphasis on the north push, and some just mostly ignoring it or thinking of it more as like a backup and just kind of probing and keeping their attention while the south really makes that push. And to be fair, the south approach on this objective is strong as well. As if you can get them stuck in there or get them to rotate, it's really hard for the defense to pull it back.
Yeah. Yep, you can really turn this objective into a trap if you play it correctly.
I love this objective. And it's, I mean, there's something special about an objective that only has 2 entrances, but is still fun and feels balanced. And that both the attackers and the defenders have a strong advantage. It's really hard in map making to make that kind of objective work, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's oddly balanced in that sense.
No other objective, I'd argue, is like this one. And here we go. Starting round 1 of map 3. Currently at a 1-1 scoreline. It could be anyone's game here. What's your predictions for this round?
Well, we already have 3 rushing north, so I would assume it's going to be heavy utility.
Is it going to be grenades in the morning? Oh, pre-fire around the corner from White Fang. Grenade out on the outside of the map.
And Kesne was not messing around with that warning.
You never know. It could have bounced off the wall or something. Frag comes out onto the stairs here. Would be a good confirm, but White Fang's aim was true. Meanwhile, 2 players looks like they went far south and are pushing up. Okay, Okay, Kesney, gotta hold back your strength, my man, a little bit there as it got caught on the lip. Skype takes out Kesney.
Oh.
Well, nice shot. Nice shot. And now White Fang and Navaste are going to have to be careful on this approach as Ranger, or Skype and Ranger, have a really nice position. White Fang tells Navaste to be careful as she walks over the body of Kesney. All right,
Don't be like that guy. That's what he's trying to say.
Meanwhile, Lemon on the south trying to fight off this push, but JT gets a shot right onto his head, takes him out.
See, there's action in the south approach.
See, there's action in the south.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
Grenade coming out from Ranger. Oh, Ranger nearly. What do you do if you're Ranger? You nearly die kind of peeking out there. You try to get onto objective to get into cover, and you get taken out. Meanwhile, Skype taken out by Navaste as she pushed down the stairs there.
Oh, and boy, now, it's wide open in the north now. Navaste tablet out. She might get a second cap in this round because...
Here we go. Her tablet's out. I think she's too far, though. She needs to get a lot closer.
Squirfy is way off
never
objective.
Mind. Shows what Mono knows about capping.
Mono knows very little about capping.
I don't. If you saw that last round of against Aimless Gaming, or I guess not the last round, but on this objective, Mono doesn't know. Mono don't know how to cap.
Yeah, for anybody who doesn't know, we have a mono cap emoji in my Discord. Anybody that wants that, please let me know. I want to spread the word.
You don't need it. No, it's all right. You don't need to do that. It's all good.
But wow, I just, getting back to the game here, that was a quick cap. I mean, she had the tablet out, and then once she was in range, that was pretty much a done deal. I think Squirfy just wasn't quite watching his tablet there, hanging out in the hallway. Is that's really the thing on this defense. You don't want to put everybody there. It's a good idea to cover the south and all that, so you don't just get enveloped right away, but you've got to watch that tablet and rush back the moment you see people aren't there, or you start seeing people dropping and you hear lots of gunshots, and grenades, and that sort of thing. Just ignoring that, generally a bad idea.
Yeah, it was a tough one. As Pandamonium had a good executed attack there, and they were able to execute. And I think what really clinched the deal there is that the south was penetrated, and they lost. I think it was Lemon in the south tracks, or the north tracks. And with him dead, they were able to shoot into the objective and take out Ranger.
So what you're saying is that the south push was pivotal.
What I'm trying to say is that the south push is it's all right, and we don't even talk about that. It's all good.
All right, so let's see what kind of setup we get here on defense. Looks like JT gonna push. Oh,
there you go. Get all the way up there. Good.
The grenade is dropped for Kesney. That way he can lay down the artillery.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they're going to push too hard on the north, if at all. Burtok approaching. They're just looking down north alleyway, but other than that, not seeing any real aggression here in the north. It's all going through either the south or the horseshoe.
Yeah, like I said, there's many ways to push this objective. Burtok is more of the distraction instead of the main dish, as it were.
The main course.
Yeah. Let's see, what are they doing? Got a really strong push in the horseshoe. Really concerned, watching all their angles. Don't have to worry about C4, I don't think, as that was not agreed upon, as I haven't seen any smoke or C4 this whole series. But you never know when there's a player waiting behind a garbage can or something.
Uh-oh. Oof, Kesney almost team killed himself and his buddy there. But just for the record, they did confirm that they are not allowing C4 and smoke in this.
Thank you. Grenade comes from Bird Talks.
Ooh, that was close.
Well, Wei Fang shoots Bird Talks, and the North Push has been eliminated. Kesney and Wei Fang are probably like, oh, they're coming around the corner. Oh. Looks like they almost team killed again.
But Squirfy is making his way across the platform from the south. He is about to run into either JT or Reinhardt, depending on who sees him first.
And he is. I mean, what do you do? What do you do, though? There's two angles, hard angles, immediately, and you have to look down one of them. And it turns out.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm just saying that there's one on each side here. There was no winning.
Yeah, and Reinhardt is so far back.
Ooh,
that's a little trade there. Ranger goes down, but he is not out. Reinhardt's still looking down that. Ooh, he might get a double right here if he sees both of them.
Revive is off. Oh, shots ring out. Ranger is taken out. Lemon trying to kill him, but he doesn't know exactly where he is. And he is down and confirmed. I don't know if he's fired enough rounds yet, though. Reinhardt, do another 100.
Hey, it is the way of the LMG Mafia to use as many rounds as needed to confirm.
LMG Mafia. Look at these guys thinking they're all high and mighty.
It is the supreme weapon, just admit it. But anyway, yeah, sometimes you need to load, 80 rounds into the body. You just can't be sure.
Can't be
sure. You got all
sure.
that ammo. You might as well use it.
Minute 45 left in the round. One Operation 1 player left here and 4 Pandamonium up. He's got a tall order. And he's going to have to execute really, really well here if he's going to take this round.
I mean, conceivably, he could kill Reinhardt. You'd have to know where he is. I would assume he does based on how many rounds Reinhardt was letting off from that position. He is looking for him right now. The only problem is once Kesney and Navaste are aware of that, okay, so here's the way it would have to work. He's got to get Reinhardt, and then he'd have to kill Kesney and Navaste.
He might actually, right here, he's prone. Reinhardt isn't expecting that. He can look under the door here, or this, whatever you want to call it, this flap, ramp. But I don't think he sees him. He's looking right at him. The laser is tickling Reinhardt right now. Reinhardt, not
that is
quite.
A really dark position then.
This is like playing chicken.
Yeah.
Just shoot him. No.
Yeah, they've got lasers on each other constantly. I don't know what's going on. They just, even with night vision, must not be able to see each other.
Right, yeah. And, I mean, I'm looking with zoom, so.
Yeah.
But still, it's just like, ah! All right.
Well, so Operation 1, not out of it. It's not, I wouldn't say it's not common, but, it is unusual for people to come back from this, but it does happen. I mean, I've been in games, you have too, where you're down 3-0 and you come back and win it. So Operation 1, at least starting out on defense, has a chance to start pulling it back from here. But if Pandas continue to play this way, it's going to be over real fast.
Right, yeah, they've definitely looked like they put some time into playing Subway. I know it's not a map that they traditionally like, but I'm liking it. I'm liking what they're doing here. And, I've seen Operation 1 do really well on this map too, so I think we could definitely see that comeback. It's just a reminder, everyone, that Subway's a map and you should play it, practice it too. Don't just ban it every time.
For $1 a day, you too can support maps like Subway.
Subway.
Which everyone seems to hate irrationally.
Yeah, I don't know why. Do they get lost?
I mean, it's common. You even hear it on cast, people talking about it. Like, well, nobody wants to play Subway because they hate it. And yeah, I don't personally understand it. I think it's maybe just the complexity. We've talked about it before where a lot of the new teams like Suburbia, for example, because it's a relatively straightforward layout, the lanes are easy to understand, so on and so forth. Subway is tough for a new player. So maybe that has something to do with it.
Right. I know that when I joined Mayhem, and this is traditionally a map that, you know, Mayhem does like, I was pretty intimidated and confused by this map right off the start, so I do have some sympathy there.
Yeah.
Try to push in together. So I will wait to move to the top.
Listening in on the Panda comms right here to start
Whatever
here.
you guys want to do. They can get all the way up to the
Do
front
what
of
you
those
want to
stairs.
do, guys. Free flow like, man. Whatever works for you.
Bruh.
What's the defense doing down below?
We have Skype. He is hanging out on the basement entrance there to the objective. Let's see what else. Got somebody on the mid tracks, somebody on the south stair. They are really spread out, and really only one person on objective. Lemon has eyes potentially on that area. Now, I guess Squirfy can cover the north approach to some degree, but yeah, a little shocked here at just how spread they are on this particular objective, because, like, for example, Navaste and Whitefang are coming through the basement, and they can pop up on those stairs and make things very challenging for them very quick.
Right. Meanwhile, Reinhardt and JT coming through at the Horseshoe. Ranger is on the Coke machine. Definitely heard Reinhardt talk, so he is aware that something is going down here. Flash goes out, but I think Ranger was just a tad too far. JT coming down the stairs here, and Ranger should see him any moment now. And he takes him out just before JT can get his gun up and respond in kind. Reinhardt is going to have to make this push, knowing that Ranger is there and waiting. And, you know, if he knows Reinhardt's voice, pretty distinct, honestly, he will know if there's at least one more player there.
Yes, you can hear us monotones from miles away.
From miles away. Ranger deciding to pull back. Get a new angle here. Check if anybody has come from the north, maybe. But he hears Reinhardt running around, moving up. Reinhardt looks like he's kind of given up on checking. And Ranger might be able to catch him here as he comes around the corner here. And he takes him out. Reinhardt is dead. And Pandamonium is down 2 members.
It looks like Whitefang and Navaste are both positioning themselves at the bottoms of the basement stairs. It looks like they're
looks like he's cresting, yeah. Oh, Kesney catches Reinhardt coming down the stairs there. Meanwhile, Squirfy is pushing up out in the open, and Kesney takes him out as well. While their defense was very spread out, I kind of liked it. As long as they could keep control of the basement stairs that Whitefang's coming out of, they had a strong position to just really punish a spread Marsoc attack. Bertox takes out Kesney, but Whitefang gets a nice confirm back onto Bertox as he was pushing up.
2v2, 2 minutes left. A lot of time here for the Pandas.
Let's see. Where's Lemon here? Okay, so let's just jump right next to Lemon here. And Navaste actually has an opening for a call cap.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. The north is wide open right now. They are watching carefully for any kind of south cross, but if Navaste gets behind this map, she may have her 3rd cap of the match.
Get behind the map and win the map.
It's here all night, folks.
And she's got her tablet out. We could see the cap. If Lemon doesn't respond and push up and see Navaste, we will see a cap and 5-0 for the Pandas. Whoop. A little spurt of gunfire right there at the end. Navaste gets the cap. She's going to feel really good about herself now with all those caps. And they win the map and the series.
I have to say, in all my time watching casts and my limited time doing casts, I don't think I've ever seen a player get 3 caps in one map. So,
congratulations.
One match, I should say.
Congratulations are definitely in order of getting that. But good defense from Operation 1, though. I think that they did have a great chance there. It's just always unfortunate when one player just kind of sneaks by your defense there right at the end and sneaks that cap in.
Yeah.
You have any thoughts on that round, the map, series?
Yeah, I think the spread out defense was just their downfall there because, like you were saying, I mean, it's an okay defense if you can maintain some level of control, but when you only have people left on that mid-track area, first of all, you can have that vulnerability for the north, but on top of that, if you decide that you need to rotate to adjust for people going down, you're going to have to run through open space. So either way, I mean, that's the benefit of having a casted match, I think, is that you get to see exactly what happened and you can make adjustments. So I expect that both teams will have things to learn from this.
Right. Yeah, you could definitely see that. I think Operation 1 likes those longer range maps, and when they got to play them, like Quarantine, they really did really well for themselves. Brotox really putting the hurt on with his sniper rifle, and Skype getting a lot of nice picks as well. I believe he was like 7 and 3 or something like that. But that was a really fun series to watch. I'm glad that we were able to do that. Catch this really impromptu match. Sorry about that, guys, but I just thought maybe getting a match in on Monday could be a lot of fun. Hopefully we will see some more matches in the week. I don't think that there's any yet, but you never know.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anybody has scheduled one that is being casted yet. No cast scheduled yet. I might be doing another one this week. We'll see.
I'm hoping to get at least one more in. You never know. You never know.
So anyway, just stay posted. There will be another casted match this week, I would guess.
All right. So this has been Pandamonium versus Operation 1, brought to you by myself, Monorchid, and Theta. We'd like to thank the VR Master League for providing this format, to our moderators and sponsors, especially to you guys, the viewers. Thanks for tuning in and spending your time with us here. This is a really impromptu cast. And we will see, hopefully, some more casted matches later this week. Have a good one, everyone.
See you later.